I will say though, because some people felt some way about this too. And I had conversations with people that they brought it up. I didn't even bring it up. They brought it up. The fact that JumpmanBostic had to fly to Orlando. And I'm kind of glad he's not here because then, he doesn't get he doesn't get any blowback. Because Jumpman cool. Like, he's not going to ever speak on this. Like, he's too cool to speak on this. But, and and let me say this too. Jumpman has not said a word to me about any of this.
No.
But it does say something when you have the biggest Air Jordan collector in the world, who's known worldwide, respected, where Marcus Jordan himself has more respect for this man to make sure he gets a pair than people here in Detroit.
What?
I ain't saying no names. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, so I'm leaving that one alone. That was the part about his situation and his story that I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Was the fact that Marcus reached out to him.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yes. To make sure he was covered.
Yeah, exactly. Now, again, I don't get into the whole thing. Like, I would hope that there would have been some form of taking care of him to be able to get down there to purchase the shoes.
Yeah.
Or, maybe once he was down there for him to be able to purchase the shoes. Like, hey, we appreciate you and we appreciate you coming out here. I would hope, I don't know. I was hoping to see JB today to kind of,
but no, this is still a bigger issue though. For me, like, the brand wants to celebrate 40 years of existence, right? Dude, like,
he shouldn't have to fly nowhere to go get that shoe. That shoe should have been sent to him.
But I'm like, you celebrating everybody else. It's like, you celebrating all these other people, DJ Khaled, right?
It always
who's done
back to
nothing
him.
like to. If you ask me, and I feel like if you ask a lot of people, he ain't did shit to further Jordan brand as a brand. Like, no, I just honestly, when I think of Jordan brand,
he had his 5s on a pillow. That was
honestly, that makes me not like Jordan 5s. Like, if anything, I'm getting rid of all my Jordan 5s.
Those should have been reimagined.
Man, I want to reimagine him existing on a public level at least. But to me, when you have somebody who's literally been supporting your brand from day one, before it became the brand that everybody knows and loves, he's been supporting the brand from day one, and you don't acknowledge him on any level. I mean, he's bought every pair of Fusions. He's bought, you know what I'm saying? He's bought like the shit that we look back at like, the fuck?
You're the only one that looked down on the Fusions.
I'm not the only one that looked down on Fusions. A lot of people look down on Fusions. No.
You are.
No. But he has supported y'all through thick and thin. Right? When everybody was saying Yeezy jumped out of a Jumpman, he said, nah, fuck that. Right? And so for this man to support y'all to the point where half his house is literally a Jordan museum. Matter of fact, I'm going to put people on blast. He supports y'all so much that his shit is a museum to the point when Pensole when they wanted to design that space for Wilson Smith, who deserves it, like, much deserved. Like, if anybody deserves that acknowledgement, it's definitely Wilson Smith. But they couldn't get the shit from Jordan Brand.
Nope.
Because Jordan Brand didn't have it. Guess who had it? JumpmanBostic.
Yeah.
Right? That's how dedicated of a collection he has. And you can't even mention this dude's name. You can't even retweet something. You can't even get this dude a shout out on Twitter.
Shit, he should have been in the commercial. Honestly.
Real talk.
Like,
real talk. Like, honestly, like, it's so funny to me that y'all could think of all the dumb shit, citations and all this other shit. Let's put blocks on shoes, and you can't think, hey, the most loyal customer we've had in the last 40 years, we can't even acknowledge. Like, there's something to be said about that.
Well, again, that's why, like I said, I thought it was dope that Marcus reached out to him personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at least from a standpoint of hey, I see you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you.
Yeah.
For the legacy that you helped carry for me.
Yeah.
Not just, for namesake wise.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, but I 100% agree. Like, again, if we want to get back to the whole marketing aspect of these Jordan 1 bands.
Yeah.
Something like that, I think, would have spoke more volumes than, like you said, issuing out citations on campus. Like, hell, I know we had just went, but fuck, you could have invited them back to campus.
You got people out there.
You could have had, maybe you could have did a setup where you had certain individuals that you personally brought back to campus.
Yeah.
For an event out there. Maybe you could have had them, invited them to Chicago for an event. There's so much more marketing I feel like that could have been done that would have celebrated 40 years of, especially for him, 40 years of collecting, but 40 years of people being loyal customers. There's not another company or another brand that I can think of that if you have been buying loyally for that long to where they just won't acknowledge you. Like, that doesn't happen.
So I'm thinking of, like, there's certain people, like, because I'm sure there's people that have gone back and bought original pairs, but there's certain people that bought them, like, day of. They just dropped, right? And, like, two people I could think of off the top of my head is JumpmanBostic, Sam Coat. Easily, two people off the top of my head. So for me, I'm like, I don't understand how you don't reach out to the people. But once again, that speaks to the disconnect that I'm talking about. Then that leads to some of the dumbass decisions they make that leave you just kind of scratching your head like that. Like, that was an obvious mistake. Like, how could a brand as big as Jordan Brand miss that? But you got people there who are not really in I don't want to say entrenched, because you ain't got to necessarily be entrenched, but you got to at least be aware of. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm celebrating a milestone, like if we was doing, like, let's just say it's our 50th anniversary of doing a podcast, if we make it that far, right?
Yeah.
50th anniversary, or 25, let's say 25 years, right?
Let's start small.
25 years of doing this podcast. I still remember listeners from the beginning that are still listening now, right? So if we were to do something that significant, I could see me reaching out to them because y'all been rocking with us from the beginning.
Or I could do you one better. Knowing you probably reach out to, some of the people prior that had been on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's celebrate this. Yeah. So
it's just weird to me that they...
But what that highlights to me is exactly what you had just said is, and I remember you've always kind of said it, because I feel like me and Guru we shit on the designers.
Yeah.
But like when we were there, the designers knew who JB was. Like, when he was walking around campus, they were
stopping him.
Yeah, they were stopping him like he was a celebrity, like he was Jordan himself. They stopped him like he was Jordan himself. Yeah. And it was like, how is it that they know, but yet your people that do marketing or, maybe set up executive offices, how is it that they don't know?
No, they know, because some people even said, we've tried to talk to them. We've reached out to marketing or whatever to do X, Y, and Z, and they just get rebuffed. They get turned down. Nothing gets done. So they are aware of him. I've even made some calls to people, and I'll never forget, I got one person that responded to me, isn't he a reseller? Now, mind you, this is back when he first started pulling all his fusions. And I'm like, what reseller we're in fusions? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like,
but that right there, that's what I'm saying. The ignorance.
Yeah.
To think that person is a reseller when you see, like, come on now.
But it's funny though, because me and Jumpman have this thing we do when we go out of town where I always, call him the celebrity. And so we have a bet that we make where it's like, if somebody recognizes him at any point while we're in town or out of town, $5, $5 bet. With the Nike, he still owes me. I think he owed me like $75 because they was like you to your point. Oh, JumpmanBostic. So it's like it's not like they don't know who he is.
That was, to me, that was crazy.
It's just
that was crazy. Like, I felt like I was with a celebrity.
Yeah,
like legit. Like,
oh man, you should have brought me out here. How am I bringing you out here? What the fuck?